Electric SUVs have become the hottest trend in the auto world, but not every model is worth your money. Some are overpriced, underperforming, or face looming resale drops that could hurt owners badly. In today's countdown, we're ranking the 10 EV SUVs you should skip in 2025 before prices inevitably crash. Number 10. Cadillac Lyriq, 2025. Cadillac's first serious entry into the EV SUV space came with high expectations. But the 2025 Lyriq struggles in several areas. Positioned as a mid to large luxury SUV, it competes with the Tesla Model Y and BMW iX, but its pricing and execution are causing concern. Styling-wise, the Lyriq is bold, with Cadillac's signature light blade grille and sleek lines. But while it looks futuristic, its design hasn't aged as gracefully as rivals. The interior, although polished, feels more like a stretched Chevrolet Blazer EV than a true luxury leader. Power comes from either a rear-wheel drive single-motor setup with 340 horsepower or a dual-motor AWD version offering 500 horsepower. Acceleration is brisk, but handling remains numb compared to German competitors. Range is decent at around 312 miles, but real-world tests often show significantly less. Charging speeds lag behind Hyundai's eGMP platform, which hurts road trip usability. Trim levels run from base luxury to sport, but many desirable features, like Super Cruise, require pricey add-ons. The infotainment system, though stylish with a curved 33-inch display, can be glitchy. Cabin space is solid, but rear seat comfort isn't best in class. And cargo space trails rivals. Pricing starts at around $58,000 and stretches to over $75,000 fully equipped. Resale value is already taking a hit, with steep depreciation compared to BMW and Tesla. The Lyriq offers Cadillac flair, but doesn't deliver enough driving excitement or technological edge to justify its price, making it a risky buy in 2025. Number 9. Mercedes EQB 2025. The Mercedes EQB looks appealing on paper, a compact luxury EV SUV with 3 rows of seating. But in reality, it's one of the weakest entries in Mercedes' electric lineup. Marketed as an upscale family hauler, the EQB competes with the Tesla Model Y and Volvo XC40 Recharge. The exterior design is simple, but its boxy profile feels outdated, and the EQ face grille is uninspired compared to newer EV rivals. The 2025 EQB offers 2 main powertrains: the EQB 250 Plus with 188 horsepower and the EQB 354 Matic with 288 horsepower. Both feel underwhelming for their price class, with sluggish acceleration, especially when the vehicle is loaded with passengers. The 250 Plus claims up to 245 miles of range, while the 350 struggles to cross 220 miles. Fast charging capability is capped at 100 kilowatts, meaning competitors leave it in the dust. Inside, the EQB shares Mercedes' MBUX infotainment system with twin screens. While slick in presentation, it's overly complex to use. Passenger space is fine in the first 2 rows, but the odd third row is nearly unusable for adults. Materials feel closer to entry-level Mercedes models than true luxury, disappointing buyers expecting more for the price. Starting at $56,000 and climbing above $65,000, the EQB quickly becomes overpriced once options are added. Used market performance is weak, with values already slipping faster than rivals. The EQB's lack of range, outdated charging, and cramped interior make it one of the most skippable EV SUVs of 2025. Number 8. Volkswagen ID.4 2025. Volkswagen positioned the ID.4 as its global EV for the masses, but cracks are showing in 2025. as a compact crossover rivaling the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and Tesla Model Y. The ID.4 struggles with execution. On the outside, the styling is rounded and generic, functional, but not particularly eye-catching. Updates for 2025 include slightly sharper headlights and wheel options, but overall, it looks dated against sleeker competition. The base rear-wheel drive model comes with 201 horsepower, while the dual-motor AWD version climbs to 335 horsepower. While these numbers sound decent, performance feels uninspiring, and the AWD model still lacks the athleticism of Korean and American rivals. Range varies from 209 to 291 miles, depending on the trim, but real-world efficiency often disappoints. Charging speed maxes out at 170 kilowatts, again, behind Hyundai and Kia. Inside, the cabin is spacious, but plagued by poor ergonomics. Touch-sensitive controls for climate and volume remain clumsy, even after repeated criticism. The infotainment system is improved for 2025, but still suffers lag and occasional glitches. Trims range from Base Pro to AWD Pro S, with pricing from $40,000 to over $53,000. That sounds competitive, but incentives and resale values are already dipping, raising concerns about long-term costs. While the ID.4 delivers adequate space and solid safety features, it lacks innovation, refinement, and strong resale, making it a poor bet in the crowded 2025 EV SUV market. Number 7. Nissan Ariya 2025. Nissan once pioneered EVs with the Leaf, but its Ariya crossover hasn't captured the same magic. Designed as a stylish midsize SUV, it competes against the Ford Mustang Mach-E and Hyundai Ioniq 5. The exterior is sleek, with a coupe-like profile and illuminated Nissan badge. But while the Ariya looks futuristic, it struggles in execution. Handling is soft, steering feedback is vague, and braking feels inconsistent. Powertrain options include a 214 horsepower FWD model and a 389 horsepower E4 ORS AWD version. Range varies between 216 and 304 miles, but charging speeds top out at 130 kilowatts, significantly slower than Hyundai, Kia, and Tesla. This means long road trips are inconvenient, even with larger batteries. Inside, the Ariya impresses at first glance, with a minimalist cabin, large dual displays, and wood trim accents. But the infotainment system lacks polish, and some features feel half-baked. Passenger space is decent, but cargo volume trails. Rivals pricing runs from $45,000 to $60,000. Unfortunately, Nissan's resale values are notoriously weak, and early Ariya models are already showing heavy depreciation. That trend is expected to continue in 2025 as competition strengthens. The Ariya may look modern, but with sluggish charging, lackluster handling, and poor resale outlook, it's one to avoid if you're considering an EV SUV next year. Number 6. Volvo EX30 2025. Volvo's EX30 is a brand new compact EV SUV for 2025, but despite its hype, it's not all good news. Aimed at younger buyers as an affordable premium option, it rivals the Hyundai Kona Electric and Kia EV3. The styling is clean and Scandinavian, with slim Thor's hammer headlights and a minimalist silhouette. But while attractive, the EX30's proportions make it feel cramped in practice. Power comes from a 268 horsepower single motor or a 422 horsepower dual motor AWD version. The AWD variant is quick, with a 0 to 60 time under 3.5 seconds, but range suffers, dipping below 270 miles. Even the single motor maxes out at 275 miles, which lags behind competitors. Charging speed at 153 kilowatts is average at best. The interior features Volvo's signature sustainable materials and a Google-based infotainment system. But the minimalist design sacrifices physical controls, frustrating many drivers. Space in the back seat is tight and cargo capacity is limited. Starting around $36,000, the EX30 looks affordable. However, Volvo's smaller EVs historically struggle with depreciation, and early demand has already cooled due to concerns about size, range, and real-world practicality. The X30's design flair and performance can't overcome its cramped interior and mediocre range, making it a risky purchase in 2025. Number 5. Audi Q4 e-tron 2025. Audi's Q4 e-tron arrived with much anticipation as a compact luxury EV SUV, but by 2025, it's showing weaknesses that make it less appealing. Positioned against the Tesla Model Y, Volvo XC40 Recharge, and BMW iX1, it was meant to blend Audi refinement with electric practicality. Instead, it lands in an awkward middle ground. From the outside, the Q4 e-tron is sharp, with Audi's signature grille design and sleek LED headlights. For 2025, minor updates bring new wheel patterns and color choices, but the overall look hasn't evolved much in 4 years. Compared to fresher rivals, it already feels dated, and the resemblance to Volkswagen's ID.4, since they share the same MEB platform, is impossible to ignore. Performance is equally uninspiring. The base rear-drive version produces 201 horsepower, while the dual-motor Quattro offers 295 horsepower. Acceleration is adequate at best, with a 0 to 60 time in the 6-second range. Range varies between 265 and 280 miles, but charging speed tops out at 150 kilowatts, leaving it behind Hyundai's 800-volt architecture and Tesla's supercharger network. Inside, Audi delivers expected luxury touches, solid materials, a crisp virtual cockpit, and a well-finished cabin. Yet, space is tight for rear passengers, and the cargo hold is modest for a family SUV. Infotainment is capable, but overly reliant on touch controls, frustrating drivers who prefer physical buttons. Starting near $50,000 and climbing to $60,000, the Q4 e-tron feels overpriced when compared to more advanced competitors offering longer range, faster charging, or more interior space. Its resale values are slipping as buyers gravitate toward rivals with stronger performance and better infrastructure support. The Q4 e-tron delivers Audi's premium feel but lacks innovation, range leadership, and charging convenience, making it a questionable buy in 2025's EV SUV market. Number 4. Chevrolet Blazer EV 2025. Chevy aimed high with the Blazer EV, marketing it as a sporty midsize electric SUV that blends Camaro-inspired styling with family-friendly practicality. On paper, it competes with the Ford Mustang Mach-E and Kia EV6. In reality, however, the Blazer EV is weighed down by inconsistencies that push it into skip territory for 2025. The exterior is bold, featuring aggressive headlights, a sculpted grille panel, and sporty proportions. The SS trim in particular looks exciting. Yet, despite its curb appeal, Chevy's execution is inconsistent, with build quality concerns and questionable reliability already emerging from early adopters. Performance options range widely. The base front-wheel drive version delivers 288 horsepower, while the all-wheel drive RS trim pushes up to 340 horsepower. The range-topping SS model boasts 557 horsepower and claims a 0 to 60 time under 4 seconds. But here's the catch. Range varies significantly, from just 247 miles on some versions to around 320 on others. Charging is decent at 190 kilowatts, but it's inconsistent depending on trim. Inside, the Blazer EV showcases a modern cabin with an 11-inch digital cluster and a 17.7-inch infotainment display. The layout is futuristic, but reliance on touch controls over physical buttons makes usability frustrating. Rear passenger space is competitive, but cargo room trails rivals. Pricing starts in the mid-$50,000 and climbs over $65,000 for performance trims. Unfortunately, GM's depreciation trend is steep, and with reports of software glitches and delays in production rollouts, resale values are unlikely to hold up. The Blazer EV might grab attention with its styling and performance trims, but inconsistent range, early reliability concerns, and shaky resale prospects make it a risky choice in 2025. Number 3. Jaguar I-Pace 2025. When the Jaguar I-Pace debuted in 2018, it was hailed as one of the first true Tesla challengers. By 2025, however, it feels outdated and overpriced, making it one of the most skippable EV SUVs on the market. Positioned as a luxury midsize crossover, it sits against rivals like the BMW iX, Audi Q8 e-tron, and Tesla Model X. But while competitors have evolved, the I-Pace has seen only incremental updates, leaving it stuck in the past. Its styling remains attractive, with sleek coupe-like proportions, flush door handles, and a sporty stance. Yet, without meaningful redesigns, it risks blending into the background of newer, sharper rivals. Performance comes from dual motors producing 394 horsepower and 512 pound-feet of torque, launching it from 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. Those numbers sound strong, but the I-Pace is heavy and feels less agile than its specs suggest. More problematic is the range. Just 246 miles on a full charge, well below modern EV expectations. Charging speed tops at 100 kilowatts, half what newer EVs manage. Inside, Jaguar delivers luxury with quality materials and a sophisticated design. However, its infotainment system has long been criticized as clunky, and even with updates, it still lags behind Tesla, BMW, or Mercedes in user-friendliness. Passenger space is comfortable for 4, but cargo space is modest. Pricing begins above $70,000 and can exceed $80,000 with options. At that level, buyers can easily find superior range, faster charging, and stronger resale from rivals. Depreciation is already severe, with used I-Paces losing value quickly. The Jaguar I-Pace may have been an EV pioneer, but by 2025, its short range, slow charging, and dated technology make it one to skip. Number 2. Toyota BZ4X 2025. Toyota is known for reliability, but its first dedicated EV SUV, the BZ4X, missed the mark badly. Even with 2025 updates, it remains one of the least compelling electric crossovers. Designed to compete with the Nissan Ariya, Subaru Solterra, and Hyundai Ioniq 5, the BZ4X falls short on performance, charging, and even build quality. Styling is angular, with sharp lines and a futuristic grille panel. While distinctive, it polarizes buyers, and many critics find it awkward compared to sleeker rivals. The BZ4X offers 2 powertrains, a 201 horsepower FWD version and a 214 horsepower AWD model. Both are underpowered for their class. Acceleration is sluggish, with 0 to 60 times in the mid-7-second range. Range is acceptable at 222 to 252 miles, but falls behind the 300-plus miles competitors achieve. Worse still, charging is capped at just 100 kilowatts, meaning long waits on road trips. Inside, the BZ4X has a minimalist cabin with a large central touchscreen and digital cluster. While tech-forward, it feels plasticky and less refined than Toyota's hybrid offerings. Passenger and cargo space are adequate but unremarkable. Pricing starts near $43,000 and climbs to $50,000. While that seems affordable, the BZ4X's resale is already weak, as buyers look toward Hyundai and Tesla for more advanced alternatives. Toyota's hybrid dominance hasn't translated to EV success. Despite Toyota's reputation, the BZ4X's poor charging speeds, uninspiring performance, and lack of innovation make it one of the most avoidable EV SUVs in 2025. Number 1. Maserati Grecale Folgore, 2025. At the top of our list is the Maserati Grecale Folgore, a luxury EV SUV that comes with high expectations and an even higher price tag. Unfortunately, it fails to deliver on value, practicality, or long-term investment. This mid-size luxury crossover competes with the BMW iX, Porsche Macan EV, and Audi Q8 e-tron. Maserati leaned heavily on Italian design, and the Grecale Folgore is undeniably stylish, with flowing lines, a bold grille panel, and a luxurious presence. But looks can only carry it so far. Under the hood, or rather under the floor, Maserati packs a 105 kilowatt-hour battery and dual motors, producing up to 550 horsepower. While powerful, the Grecale is heavy, and its real-world range barely scratches 280 miles. Charging speed is capped at 150 kilowatts, far behind Porsche's 800-volt system or Tesla's network. Inside, the cabin is plush, with premium leather, carbon accents, and a sleek digital interface. But rear seat and cargo space are limited, and tech usability is far behind German competitors. Maserati's infotainment system, even when polished, lags in reliability. Pricing starts around $95,000 and easily exceeds $120,000 with options. At that level, buyers expect cutting-edge range and charging tech, but the Grecale falls short. Worse still, Maserati's historically poor resale values mean this SUV could depreciate faster than any in its class. The Grecale Folgore is beautiful, fast, and exclusive, but impractical, overpriced, and a guaranteed resale disaster. In 2025, it's the ultimate EV SUV to skip. Electric SUVs are evolving rapidly, but not every model will survive the competition. From overpriced luxury crossovers to underwhelming mainstream options, these are the 10 EV SUVs that risk steep price drops in 2025. Before you buy, weigh range, charging, and resale carefully. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.